Hey guys, we're back at VXG Studios. I'm Keita and I'm here with
Rich Dog.
QP Nargo, you know, we in the building. City's finest.
Hey, if they ain't know, they about to find out now. Honestly. Okay. When did you first fall in love with fashion?
First fall in love with fashion? Man, that's a good question. Oh man. I think when I first fell in love with fashion was when I went to the mall and I was in Macy's. I was probably like 13. And I went to the mall after school, middle school, leaving school. You got some little extra time, you go to the mall. I'm at the mall, I'm in the Macy's, and I went to the bottom of the Macy's out there in Wheaton, and they had a Ralph Lauren section out there. And I seen this peacoat. It was a black peacoat, and it had like the flannel almost like Burberry on the inside. And it was simple, but it was just nice. And then I looked around, and Ralph, you know how Ralph do. He got his whole setup, the way he do things, and I saw the story inside of it. You know what I'm saying? I felt it. Even though it wasn't my story that was being told, I felt the craftsmanship, so to speak, because outside of Ralph Lauren at the time, there weren't really too many other brands in a distribution platform like Macy's that, really was catching my eye like that at a young age. And then, at the time, people was stealing and doing all types of stuff to get them clothes,
Yeah.
for the price point and everything. So, I would say when I was younger, just seeing the difference between a uniform, like you would go to school, and being creative on your own, putting it together on your own, taking a piece from this and piece from that, and really developing your own style and, going out to the world and getting people's reaction from it.
Okay. So how old were you when you had this experience?
I was like 13, 14, because before that, when you younger, a lot of people, your parents really dictate how you dress. You see what I'm saying? When you in your, 9, 10, 11, 12, your parents dictate what clothes you wear and which direction you go style-wise. And, I went to a private school, fortunately. I was fortunate enough to experience that. And we wore uniform every day. So for me, I was wearing uniform pretty much every day, 5 days out of the week, from first grade all the way to I was in 11th grade, So for me, them Fridays or them weekends when I started, putting it together on my own was almost like, you crafting your identity. You see what's out there. You see what I'm saying? Moms and them, they want to put you in South Pole. But you like, nah, I don't want the South Pole.
Look, I gotta get on my peers. I gotta come.
Let me get some Ralph, but they might not have it.
Yeah.
So you gotta either settle for the South Pole or figure another way out. And I was just one of them young people that I ain't take no for an answer. Even when I ain't have it, I found a way to get it. You see what I'm saying? And I was amongst other young people that was like that, that I grew up with, that really had a passion for it. Mine was more like in real life, like dealing with what I was seeing. We in the gogo culture and all that, so we got a lot of different representations of fashion already.
Yeah.
So I would say around like 13, 14 is really when my journey started, and I didn't really start seeing myself as an influence within it until I got a little older, coming out of high school.
Yeah, now you said you found your love for fashion early too. Can you just share a little bit of that with all of us?
Okay. I'll recap a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's not super lengthy. But mine was middle school as well, like I said. And I feel like it was still within me finding my grandmother's trade and what she had a passion for. She was super elderly, so she wasn't physically sewing, but by her having a sewing kit, being into, tailoring anything that I needed to be tailored. Oh, if it was an event coming up, amongst the family, like, I'm gonna do this real quick, even stuff around the house, old people like to do curtains, pillows. It was more so like house stuff, and when she passed, I still had her sewing kit, but I never physically used it because it was like I was too young. I didn't really know what I was doing. But I revisited. So I felt like it was just like more so the passion coming from she left this down to me. And I just put it to work. Like, I'm gonna do a little here and there with a little rework of what I got, put it together, go to school, add a little patch, add this to my, cause we wore uniforms through CAPS my entire elementary, middle school, but I wasn't able to do nothing with it like Knockout said, but came to Booker T once I got in high school, I'm like, oh, my uniform not about to be regular. I'm about to put it together, like, you know, put it together. So I started mixing it around, doing what I want to do with it, and I had my own swag. So I felt like me having my own little swag, my own little style, it kind of stood out, and more people gravitated, like, oh, where you get that from? Where you do that? Who did that? Yeah. I did it, you know. So that's where the passion came in, more so like, it felt good for me to look good. Like, oh, I stand out, okay, I'm doing me, this me, okay. Yeah, I'm a rock with it. And that was that. Like, ever since then, I was like, okay, I'm gonna teach myself how to sew. I taught myself how to sew, and before I went to college, I already knew a little bit of here and there because my grandmother left her sewing kit. And by me having that box, and I still got the box to this day, like I'm just not gonna throw it away. Even though it's old use, I'm still gonna keep it just because it's sentimental value to it. Yeah. And it holds a place to my story. Like, you know, I probably wouldn't have, if I never had that, I probably wouldn't be sewing, honestly. I don't think I'd be sewing because, like I told you at first, before fashion, I thought I was going to do like architectural work. And I don't know why I didn't stick with that, but
no, this was
I don't know why I didn't stick with that, but it was more so how I look. It was an image on how I look. I don't think I found my passion being motivated from seeing other stuff. It was more so how I look and how I made my own image.
Okay, so I want to go off script a little bit because I know both of you guys and I've known y'all for a long time. How do y'all think y'all have left an impact on like DC with fashion in general? Because I know my experience with y'all, like y'all were the first two people who I can really sit and say like, dang, from my generation, y'all like left an imprint on fashion, like
I appreciate that.
with your hands. I've seen you like sewing, having fashion shows. You do all the pieces yourself. I've seen you done took me to the daggone place where you learn how to screen print, show me how to do all that. Like, yeah, the DC DMV gotta get y'all flowers because y'all really y'all really the ones. Like, it's not like people look back on who really started stuff and was doing it back then. Like, this is like what, early 2010s in the 10s. Like, that's a long time.
Early 2000, 2009 and 10 was the year. Like, that was the year.
For sure.
That was the year.
Nah, that was definitely
that was the year. Cause that's when I first started getting American Apparel.
Oh yeah.
I started cutting up the American Apparel in the house and re-sewing it to how I wanted. Like, my mom was like, you done went down there Playboy Place.
Y'all didn't pay all that money.
Got that American Apparel and you gonna cut it up, then people gonna sue you. It's like, girl, no, I got this. But yeah, like, that was the year. I felt like, you know, over a period of time, everything is visual. They see what we done. You know, a lot of people in our community and in our city, we all had the luxury of having Instagram, you know, because, you know, we had the MySpace, we had the Facebook, and then we, you know, went over to Instagram. But we have those tools today so where people can keep track of what one another is doing, you know, whether they give you those flowers. But I can't say, my city literally tells me, like, you the one, you the GOAT, like, you her, like, you know, I get that, and I thank, you know, everyone for that, because a lot of people could be like, oh, she thinks she's the shit now, but it's really like, nah, you saw me grow, you saw the work that I put in to get where I'm going or where I'm at,
even only on Instagram, like I said, because back then, we was on the internet, but we weren't on the internet like that. Like, y'all was really outside. Like, like you really having parties and having merch. Like, you're really at the fashion shows. You're really at pop-ups. Like, you outside. So that's what people remember. I feel like Instagram is going to come, it's going to go.
Yeah,
but
I feel like
that impact of being outside and being in the streets and people really knowing who you are based on what you have done, that means more than just some likes on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I feel like that's, like I said, by us doing all those things at a younger age, it gave the motivation for other people to go and do it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just feel like that's what I feel like. It was just us being motivated, and we motivated you. Like, we motivated her, him. Like, you could do the same thing we doing. Like, it make you want to do the same thing. It make you be like, shit, let me get on something.
Yeah. Like how you feel about the impact that you done left in the city and
I
still leaving, like to this day.
I try to stay humble, cause we still young, and we like Rich said, we started young, we started working young, we experienced a lot, coming from this city. This city is a very complex city where we was able to, cross-pollinate with people from all over the city, even outside the city, like they call it the DMV now. We was able to do that before we left high school. And our experience socially was a lot different than what is going on now with the younger generation. So it put us in a different mindset when it comes to continuing that vibe on, like people to say, like that energy. Because we come from a culture that was already laid out for us. We was born into it. We grew up in it. So when that kind of started to fade away, I know me personally, I felt the responsibility to keep that going, and that's why a lot of, like she say, the motivation to do that is like what I saw. I saw, us coming together every single week, 3 times a week. We going to the gogo, and we having a good time, like a genuine good time,
Good time.
And we young. It ain't no liquor involved. It ain't hardly no drugs involved. And it's just us out having a good time. And, we meet each other. And, some of us fall in love. Some of us become the best of friends. Some of us become business partners. And that follow us all the way until now. We become older. Now we more wise to what's actually taking place and how we can play a role in it. And, I think the impact that I made so far, I see it every day. And I appreciate, especially the younger generation, taking heed to the things that they have access to that we didn't have access to in our, first, genesis of us trying to explore what we're gonna do, And for instance, a lot of different technology wasn't so readily understandable. It might have been available, but a lot of people didn't understand how to use social media. Now social media is something that's understood, so it can be used to distribute information, opposed to back in the day, if you want to promote a party, you had to really know people. I know the first 50 parties that we threw, we had flyers, but most of the people that came was because we actually knew them, and we was, giving them an experience that they wouldn't have been able to get, you see what I'm saying, because what we came from was, falling away. So we in a spot now where we done did enough here, and we can travel to other places and tell our story and become a bigger impact for the next generation, and be able to show them, man, this is what you come from, this is what was going on before you, and you could take it to another level by understanding what we went through, you see what I'm saying, or banding together with us, because we still in the fight too. So, I think the biggest impact is just really getting people activated, whether it be a screen printing class or just showing people that you could do it, like out your house, out your spot. You can get you a studio, you can start from here and build it all the way up, and you can do it with your folks. Like, everything ain't gonna work out, but at the end of the day, it's like just showing people that you could do it, and you ain't gotta be a corporation. You could start a corporation. You see what I'm saying? Like, and it don't gotta be as detailed as doing a class or a lecture on the whole breakdown, but just giving them an insight on it so they can one day, wake up in the morning and say, man, I'm gonna do something with my life.
Yeah. So, for the fact that you guys have left such a big impact here in the city, and you both go have time in other places and leave your impact there and share experiences with other people in other places, how do you go about continuing to build with the friends that you have when you go to these other places?
Like, far as the friends I have now?
Yeah, like how do you build when you're not in the city? Like, how do you, because I seen it on your Instagram, so like the rapper Lex, you work with her, like you, it's like you creative directing, like style the videos, like you work with her. There was another guy that I seen, and then like you working with Diesel, like how do you implement your friends in the things that you have going on?
Ooh, okay. So with stuff like that, Okay, so for Diesel, by me, I was regular 9 to 5 sales associate.
Yeah, let me know that part.
I was a regular 9 to 5 sales associate, and a few weeks into being a sales associate, they was like, something is about her. Something is about her. Something is about her. She's just doing whatever she wouldn't do. And it was more so like, okay, I just moved to LA in a week, and I gotta get a job, and I got the job within, the next week. And I was like, that's nothing but a blessing. And moving forward, I told them we need to get the foot traffic up in here. Let's start doing some events. Well, you gotta be with like what they say, corporate in order to do like marketing, and in order to do those type of higher up events. We gotta run it by corporate first.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, okay, let's run it by corporate. Well, you have to have like a whole presentation, Okay, let's do it. So, my actual store manager just took a liking to me, and he let me have an event. I told him, trust me 100% that this is gonna be something that you ain't never seen before, like straight like that. I feel like fashion today need our culture in order to get them where they need to be, honestly. And I told him I have a pitch deck, and I'm gonna run this by you, and then you can take it to corporate. They reviewed it, they liked it. They said, well, we need somebody to host it. Let me call my friends up. I got a host. Call my friend Lex. She's a rapper, got a lot of following, got a lot of streams. Like, showed them all the detail of who she is. They took a liking into that. How you gonna do this event? I'm gonna have a DJ. I'm gonna have a butler. I'm gonna have over 50 invites. I'm gonna also call private clients. I'm gonna call everybody that we have contact as a collective group in this store as our own personal clients, because we get to get our clients' numbers. We're gonna send our clients text, hey, we have an event today in the mall from 3 to 7, invite only, and while you at it, you get 30% off everything in the store while you're at the event. I just put the event together, invited all my friends, people that I was just meeting, people that I already knew, people from back home. If you here, if you coming in town, I got this going on this week, come, pull up. That happened. It was so many people that came to my first event. And it was just like, oh, this is my niche here. This is what I can do. Like, I felt good about that. And being able to have my friends on board and give them that marketing exposure to be like, hey, I'm a brand ambassador endorsed by Diesel. Come shop this event. And I'm rapping today. So my friend was very, very, very grateful that, I gave her that opportunity, but she also don't know how she put me in my bag and trust me to do an event, full corporate. And, and it was so, rock solid that it stuck out so bad that I just kept doing it. I was like, I'm just not going to be a regular sales associate. I'm going all in. This is what I'm going to do. And I was doing them every month, using all of my friends. Kanaya, she out there in LA. Used Kanaya for the next event. After Kanaya, I used another one of my homegirls. She's from in Virginia. Tag, can't think of her name, but she connected me with somebody else, and they was like a painter. And they just came and they just had display, I hosted an event. It came to the point they was like, so many people, you host the event.
Yeah.
I was a host, so that's what that happened with Diesel. And then I feel like my friends in LA, everybody just so happened to be from back at home. So it wasn't hard trying to find a way into everybody making sure we on board together. Everybody kind of sticks together out there, is one call away. Whether if you need your own space, your own time, it's one call away for real. Even when he's on the other side of town and he comes see me, one call away, So it plays hand in hand with still having those good friendships and those connections that I don't have to talk to you every day, but we gonna make sure we there in some way, somehow to support one another, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like having your friends on board with stuff that I'm doing now is really easy, and I'm grateful that I still have the contact and still have, you know, those relationships to be able to invite my friends to see stuff that I'm doing now and make them feel like, dang, we all doing this together. So it play a big part for everybody, not just me.
That's amazing. Knock out.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. I think that, you know, the people you start with, they are a key part of your success because it's your foundation. And just to piggyback off what she just said, I mean, when you go anywhere in this world, you're gonna find somebody else, even if they're not from where you from, that you know that think the way you think. So it's a community-based, you know, scheduled programming that we on. Whatever we choose to do, whatever movement it is, or whatever product we selling, it's always gonna be surrounded around the people. Because at the end of the day, I mean, we in a capitalist society. You either got a product or a service, and both of those things, you know, got to be exchanged within people. And then when you building and you moving around, your home base, your family, more than likely they got goals and aspirations too. It's places that people need to go in order to be successful. And in America, you got major cities that play a major role in you getting your word out there and being able to reach other resources that can be advantageous to the overall bigger program. So it's so many things that need to happen that one person not gonna be able to do it on their own. You're gonna need to have somebody you can call to get some advice, or somebody you can call to get a ride, or whatever it may be, or somebody just to pull up to be able to facilitate the idea and the vision that you got, that you can trust. A lot of this based on trust, because we live in a world where, you know, because it's a capitalist society and profit is the main focus most of the time, a lot of people, they in the cutthroat business. So when you out there on your own, or you out there moving around and you away from home, your most valuable tool that you have is somebody that you can trust, somebody that's gonna tell you the truth, somebody that's gonna refine your idea, or somebody that's gonna add on to the idea. You see what I'm saying? Because everything that you choose to do on a greater scale, it involves multiple people. So you might not always be in the driver's seat. Sometimes you play your role in the passenger seat, adhere to the plan, you know what I'm saying, and add on that way. So I think in a long-term vision, anybody coming from any major city, especially somebody coming from DC, as small as this city is, we gotta stick together, you know, especially the ones that got ideas, that's honing intellectual property, that's actually out there pioneering.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta stick together, and we gotta go around the world and tell our story, because we the last ones from the culture that, you know, birthed pretty much all of us, for real. You see what I'm saying? Like, what's going on now is it's its own culture. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you go out to the street life, or the nightlife, or even the music scene in a physical capacity out here in the city, it's not what we grew up on. So
we just did that.
It's not a lot of people from this generation that's gonna grow up like we did. So as far as the way we think creatively and the risk that we willing to take to get our ideas out there, you know, it's not a lot of us still out there. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta be very focused on, you know, telling that story, and then when we meet other people that's on the same guiding path that like us, you know, band together. You see what I'm saying? Make it make sense.
Yeah. So since neither one of y'all has had like any trouble with, you know, bringing y'all friends along y'all journey, you know, since you work with Lex and all your other friends from here, I actually was listening to Cash's last album, and I heard him shout you out, and I was like, damn, like, I wonder how y'all got connected, because y'all from two different parts of the city, and of course, like, schools are, you know, everybody know each other, but it's just, when you from a certain neighborhood and you just from a certain side of town, it's like, it's very rare that people cross paths other than like going to the gogo, or you at the club, or just something like that. And I was just wondering, like, dang, how did y'all meet each other?
You know, it's crazy. Yeah, he from Michigan Park.
Everybody don't know that. Everybody don't know that. Everybody don't know that. Look, this is DMV. This is for the DMV.
No, for real. We got North Capitol split in our neighborhood though. Fort Todd, and we both got the same train station. He go down the hill, I go up the hill. You know, but that's really how we met though. I met Cash out in the world, out in passing. My first time seeing Cash was at Fort Side Station when I was in ninth grade. I was going to school, and then I seen him when I was coming from school, and then we just kept seeing each other. Then we went to the Go-Go. I went to the CFU one time, and I seen him then. I went to the La Pearl one time, I seen him again. I went to just some random Go-Go. I kept seeing him. And then after a while, it's like we ain't beefing, so it's like we start saying what's up to each other.
Yeah.
Then we put two and two together. Oh, you live up there and I live down there. Now we just cool. Now we know different people that know each other. He go to a certain school, I go to a certain school. So, you know, the city is small, and the ones that's out moving around, we all knew each other because we was all moving around. So, fast forward to today, I done had different business ventures like UUV when I started to, mastermind that and figure out different ways I could bring people together to create something. You know what I'm saying? Based on an energy and a vibe that I felt was necessary. You know, he was one of the people that I thought of and really connecting with the city that I came from, you know, and not having to do it on my own. You know what I'm saying? Looking around me and saying, man, who else do I know that's like me? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's willing to go out and talk to the community, that's willing to represent where we come from. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Cash already had a history musically, you know what I'm saying? So that made all the sense in the world, you know. We just, you know, through coming out of this city, when we lost Gogo, it was almost like it disconnected everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody went their own way. And I ain't saying lost like it's not there no more. I'm just saying lost like we grew up in the bounce beat Gogo era. And that era had a start date and it had an end date. After that date, Gogo didn't die. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no funeral for Gogo.
No.
Gogo's still alive. Ain't no long live for real. You know what I'm saying? It's still here living in us. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is me, Cash, Rich, you, we all come out of a specific era from this city. And when I started to decide, like, man, who I want to partner up with, I had to really ask myself, who do I know that had the same morals and principles like me?
And kind of share the same experiences, because you can't have just anybody working with you if they can't relate to you on a personal level. Like, nah, it's just not gonna work.
Yeah. So, you know, Cash, he's a partner of mine. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's a you know, a comrade. You see what I'm saying? We in a movement together.
He's so cool.
Yeah, he really is. There's way that you said, like, y'all would just kept seeing each other in passing, because I feel like that's kind of my experience with him. Like, it was never like we ain't go to no schools together, but everybody know each other. So I just keep seeing him in passing. Oh, yeah, what's up? Yeah, what's up, bro? You really is cool. Like, and you got some cool music too. Like, I could vibe with it. Like, y'all music is not like.
It got its own lane.
It really has its own lane. It was like, I need to be just like kick vibe, just vibe, and like I could look good. I could just be in my own little vibe. It's not too much. It's not like how the scene is right now. The scene is just it's bang bang shoot 'em up. I'm not trying to bang shoot 'em up. I'm not trying to bang shoot 'em up. I'm trying to chill. I'm trying to vibe.
We having a good time. You know, ain't nobody trying to lose their life. You know what I'm saying? We trying to live our life. You know? And with the music, that's just something that's in us. You know, we spent so much time in that Go-Go. You know, I wouldn't have seen myself really doing this back then. But when the opportunity presented itself, because I was on the other side doing more so, you know, like throwing events and more administrative, more A&R work. You see what I'm saying? So when the artist that I was working with, you know, looked at me and was like, man, you got a voice, bro. You doing this shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a story to tell just as much as I got a story to tell. And just the same thing through collaboration and being honest. You see what I'm saying? Like, because that's the reason why people trusted me on the administration side, because I was honest. I tell them the truth. Like, bro, this ain't the song. This ain't the right beat for that. You need to do it this way and do it that way. And I took the risk. So, you know, when it comes to us now, we in a position where we done all took risks, and we gotta look at what make the most sense. What make the most sense is we come from the nation's capital, this chocolate city. See what I'm saying? This junk got a heartbeat that ain't never gonna go out. And it's a heartbeat that's reflecting through all of us, and we all different vibrations of it. But music is the spirit of all of us. It's something that keep us going. It give us that, you know, activation. the motivation to get out there and do something with our life, you know. And it could be a soft song, a love song. It could be a turned up song that's gonna put you in your jam, get you ready for an event. It could be a song to sing you to sleep if you just try and relax, or a song to put your thoughts in together, or it could just be a comedic interlude that's just gonna get your inspiration going. You see what I'm saying? So
You be doing it.
It's a lot of opportunity for us to really tell stories. You know what I'm saying? And inside those stories, it's a lot of inspiration for this younger generation. Unfortunately, they're not gonna be able to go to the go-go like we did. So,
So, with that being said, how do you guys, for y'all to be like two of the many trendsetters to come out of my generation, how do y'all plan on playing y'all parts and make sure we keep things going in the right direction? Like, how y'all gonna steer a boat? I'm doing my part right now. I'm letting everybody know what's going on and who was there and who is still here. What y'all do like that?
man, you wanna know a funny story how I met her? Hey, the first time I really met her, I dropped this bottle. What was it?
It was something like this.
Some little 1800. Little 1800. She was in her jam. It was a outside event. You know, this is a city, the type of city we come from. It wasn't even no party or nothing. Everybody just knew to show up to the park for whatever reason.
Yeah.
We at the park down southwest, and I mean, we just out there, deep, you know. And I see her all the time, you know. So, you know, just like anybody else, I'm gonna walk up to her, you know what I'm saying, see what's going on, talk to her. And from there, it's like, here we are today, you know. We from the same city. We got the similar aspirations and similar energy. And it's like, everything happened for a reason, you know. Everything happened for a reason. And when you think back to that, even when you bring up cash, like I think back to them first couple of days, like I wasn't thinking that the future would hold this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't think it was gonna hold this for myself. I just always knew that I was gonna be doing something, because for some reason, every time I get in trouble, the universe will bring me right out of it. Just start over and try again. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I done had some real people around me, some good people around me that have seen me change and evolve and grow and come out of some dark stuff, you know. And we in a spot right now where we gotta just keep going, you know. We in a good spot. Vortex about to open up. Spotlight on this jump.
I feel that. I really feel that. And I think we need to show, I don't want to say show other cities, but yes, show other cities, because we was having a conversation earlier and you were saying you every time you try to invite your friends back to your home, they like, what we gonna do then? What we gonna do? And that's not our experience here, but it has gotten like that. So also I'm just like, you know, I'm sharing my platforms and creating a platform for people to understand like what's really going on here, who's who, what's going on. But we need more of you and you just to continue to create and bring us into y'all world and create that environment for that exposure, just so people can start feeling like, damn, home does feel good. Like I do want to party here. I do feel like how it was, and it's not just like overly saturated from ideas from other people in other cities and just getting back to our true culture. You know,
we just gotta keep the party going.
Yeah, I feel like the piggyback off of what Knockout said, like, I feel like it's always a reroute thing. Like everything has been like a road with me. You know, you're gonna go left, you're gonna go right, you're gonna U-turn, you know? And I just feel like I always come back home. Like I done lived in 2 other states from living in DC. And I had the blessing and the journey to do that, but I feel like I'm always come back home at the right time, you know? And like I was telling you earlier, I feel like now that I've done so much in my community and for my city, and I have a name in my city from years ago, I gotta do something for now, you know? And I feel like the generation that we have now, they don't know me from back in the day, you know? So I gotta get them that story.
Yeah.
And like I was telling you, that's why I have something coming up that I wanna do. I'm looking to do a museum. In the museum, I wanna have all my friends, like Knockout, you, girls I grew up with, my best friends, my cousins, people that I literally grew up with, and we actually like are really like doing what we said we was gonna do. And it's not even doing what we said we was gonna do. It's just like they gotta see the authenticity and why we who we are, you know. And I feel like me doing a museum gonna show them pieces from my archives. Like I still got stuff that I didn't first made. I still got fur heels when I first was doing fur heels in the city. I still got polo t-shirts when I was just getting embroidery on t-shirts, and Knockout was sending me, telling me, go ahead, get this embroidery done here. Like I still have things that, I still have puffer coats from when Dante, Wizard Wax taught me how to do bubble coats. Like I have so much stuff that I need to show them, like, this is the past, but this is what make me who I am today, you know? Because I gave a break of sewing for 2 years when I went over LA, and it was more so like I needed a break from it because I didn't have the passion, because so many people was getting into that lane and that revenue that I didn't see that myself was being kind of focused on what I want to do next. You know, it was just more so, okay, take an order, this what they want, take an order, this what they want, take an order, this what they want. And I wanted to more so be like, I got this what I'm gonna give you, and you don't want that, you know? And a lot of people ask me all the time, why you don't go manufacture? It's because I'm gonna always just want to do one of one. Yeah. Like, I just want to do exclusive pieces. Like, no, I'm not making another one. Like, that's just what it is. And I feel like today, having a museum and having other people bring on board stuff that they want to display at the museum, and, you know, it'll just be kind of like, this is a reunion, you know, a reunion for the city, for the real, like us that literally deserve to showcase what we've been doing and give it to those that don't know, you know, and make sure that they can take something from seeing what we doing, how we all just like networking again together, all of us just vibing off of love, like us still being able to turn up in a setting but still show y'all like this that work, you know. I feel like it's also not enough love in the city that where people can feel approachable. I feel like nobody really feels too approachable anymore, so it's like, you know, somebody can do that, but you gonna be like, well, let me see first if somebody else know them and maybe they can tell me, you know. But now we got it to the, I feel like it's more so to the point now, if we have those type of events, like how we used to have the parties and stuff like that, if we have stuff like that now, that it'll be a little bit more reliable, and like, I feel like it'll help them get to that next step that they need to be at. Like, I feel like our generation just need that push. And they had that push because now they got suites. I say a little girl doing hair, 16 years old, got her own suite. This girl doing braids, and all, like, you know.
That's cool, but they don't have anything that's gonna keep them grounded as kids.
Exactly.
Like, they don't have that experience.
Exactly.
They're just
like
in
straight up adults.
Yeah, they in adult
like straight
world.
adults.
Yeah.
Right. Like, they need things that make them feel like I'm enjoying my youth in my prime. Like, you know, I'm enjoying this and I can have a good time while doing this. You know, I feel like it's not no good time no more with doing it. So I just want to be able to show them, like, we used to have a good time. Like, we used to have a good time. Like, I don't even know if you got old stuff, like, that you would probably want to ever, like, show. It don't even gotta be like old stuff. It could be footage, videos.
Old archive footage.
Yeah, like, I just feel like we need
that would be cool.
Yeah, we need to bring it out, and like, just some way, somehow we gonna make it work. It's still it's still in my business to always do something at home. You know, and I don't want to ever lose my passion for home or lose my groove of being home, because I love home. Like, I love being in DC, but I also feel like our love is real, like, calm. And I miss that joyful love, like, oh my God, I'm about to see my friends today, now. We so adult, like,
yes.
We be like, I gotta go home.
So
I wanna chill.
So what's a core memory? Doesn't even have to be pertaining to fashion, but just what's the core memory for y'all, like, growing up here in the city? Like, what's something that sticks out and you just like, damn, I wish I could just go back to this exact moment.
Shoot, out of time. Shoot, really, it really is. Like, I wish I could go back to us going to the go-go's and us having our parties, like, and us just being able to vibe without needing liquor, without needing drugs, without needing to, feel like we gonna get into something. You know, you might get into something, you might bump your head to head and then, but we was straight for the most part. I miss that era. I miss my era for real.
For real.
The go-go was it.
Yeah.
The go-go was it. Like, we all, like, for the most part, 99% of us that was in there survived that. You know, it's just like after it went away, things got a little, gloomy. You know, because people back in their neighborhoods, they trying to figure out what they gonna do every day. Now the party on the block, but the block wasn't no good when we was going to the go-go. That's why we was going. You know what I'm saying? We was trying to lead the block. We was trying to lead the neighborhood. So it's one of them things, like, we in a spot now where, like I said, we was from that era, so we got the memories in our head. We could, almost feel the moments. So it's like the only person that's capable of really recreating that would be us. You know?
I feel like go-go and fashion are synonymous, honestly.
It is.
Because when I think about just going in general, I'm like, damn, like, everybody's putting on their best fit. And it don't matter what that look like even if you might be like, damn, I don't like how she put that on, like, we got on, but like, and he feel good, she feel good, like.
And we had eras, like, it was the dress like the 80s and the 90s. We had the chains, we had our name earrings, our name rings, like, it was serious. It was serious, like, and I ain't played no games with my name chain at. Like, we had little groups and stuff, so it was really like, okay, the Jordans. You about to have the Jordans on. If you don't got your Jordans on, what you got on? Like some little alias vintage designer. The vintage designer, we was not playing. Like, it was even to the point, like, even a little thrifting, a little, like, we was finding pieces. Together. We was finding our pieces, and I feel like that's the real authentic dressing motivated era for us. Like, now it's just, oh, so we got this on. Oh, let me go get that. Like, but back then, we made it work with what we had. And if we was gonna get it, we was gonna get it. We was standing in line.
There was no other way around it.
We was gonna get it. Yeah.
There was no other way around
the
it.
The collabs with, like, the stores. Like, my first outfit, I think going to go, I had a rugby shirt on, little G-Shock. I will never forget. I had the G-Shock and my G-Shock came off in the club. I was walking around that whole club for that yellow G-Shock.
That was like a Cartier back in the day.
I was looking for that yellow G-Shock like it was no tomorrow,
that was like a Cartier.
Yes, I was like, I had my little rugby shirt on. And then I'll never forget the next go-go that I went to. It was them blue Jordans. I think they was called the Fusions. They was black with the blue, and they had the cross. The blue was at the bottom. Had the Fusions on. The little American Apparel one-piece jumpsuit, little blue hoodie. Had my fro. The little, we like the little temptation curve.
Y'all really did. Or like romance curls. Yeah, y'all definitely had that.
Had that. Had my little name chain, and I was like, all right, yeah, like. It was really serious. It was serious. I feel like that was the best era.
It was the best era. I would always wear something like Adidas or Polo. I'm not straying from them too. Adidas or Polo.
Yeah, that was the era. Like, I enjoyed it. I feel like that was a core. That's how I remember my childhood. I don't feel like below that anything really kind of key stuck out unless it was like family related. Yeah. But that was my childhood.
Well, just like outside in the neighborhood.
No, we was outside.
Yeah.
We was outside early.
Big outside early.
Yeah, we was.
So
I feel like we were too early.
So for the fact that y'all were, I'm right. Yeah. Okay, I'll say I was outside. Okay. Well, so the fact that like y'all was outside early, how did y'all have so much control and just like so much persistence to say like, or determination? I mean, to just say like, you know what, I'm about to hone in on my craft. Like my friends, they be outside, but like I'm about to hone in on what I want to do.
My father.
And take this serious.
My father's strict. He ain't played no games, like solid to the core. But that's my man. Like, I got a little leeway over him. He swear he got leeway over me. But I control the situation when it's need to be.
I control the
Cause you gonna watch this. But nah, my father, he didn't play no games. My father a businessman. He an entrepreneur. he's a leader, and I was raised by my dad from elementary all the way to high school. My dad raised me. I was with my dad Monday through Friday. I was with my mom on the weekends. And my father ain't played no games. It was structure. I feel like that structure was important to who I am and how I can be on my own so much, and how I know what I want to control and what I want to do with my business and with my life and what routes I want to take, Then with my friends, he already had a trust, because he like, I know she not going to go out there and disobey me and do anything from what I teach her. I taught you to act like this. I taught you to, do this. I taught you to go right if you need to go left. Go left if you need to go right. So I kind of had that self-management to where as though he felt that I could trust you being outside on your own amongst your friends, And he'll meet my friends and like, that's a cool dude, or she a cool girl, like, go ahead, you cool, go ahead. Like, and I feel like it was more so like the mentality of being in different neighborhoods, that I knew that at the end of the day, I gotta go back home. And I can't have no calls, like, come get me or I'm in trouble. And if I do have it, I better have a good reason for it, So I just had to make sure I keep my eyes straight and my head on a swivel, because if I mess up, then my life could go left. And I had that talk at an early age, and I knew, I'm gonna be that girl. Like, before that girl came out, I knew that I wanted to be that girl. Like, I had to have some type of impact. I knew that I wanted to leave an impact on my life and some type of legacy behind on my life. Because like I said, my grandmother gave me that sewing kit unintentionally. She passed, and I had that. So it's like, if I'm going to be who I am, and I'm making sure I'm molding myself and keeping myself afloat to who I am, I gotta make sure I leave the right legacy behind for if I do leave this earth, So it's like, I just always wanted to be kind of stern on myself, but also let my head down, have fun, but stay on top of my piece. Yeah, stay on business, for sure.
How did you make sure your environment didn't hold you back when it came to?
Well, my father was strict too, He was definitely strict, but he ain't have as much leverage in the house as my mother. So, my mother, she was more lenient with me, because she felt like the information, just like now I'm saying, like the information that they was giving me early was so pertinent that she felt confident in sending me out there, even though I was so hard-headed, I ran away from a lot of their teachings early. When I was all from 13 all the way to 19, 20 years old, I thought I had all the sense. You see what I'm saying? And I made a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. I got in a lot of trouble. But the universe and just my ancestors and the protection I got over me kept me from going too far down the wrong road. But I had to wake up through desperation. I wasn't really
and I feel like I'm sorry to cut you off. I feel like that didn't happen to me till literally like the last 2 years of my life. And that's so ironic, because you would think that you make all of your mistakes while you were younger, but I never really had those trial and errors to make mistakes super young, because my father was always on top of making sure I don't slip up. So when I got to an adult, my slip ups happened, but I feel like it was more so like me having to make those slip ups for God to be like, you see what happened?
Stay on what you know.
Yeah. And I feel like you said, you're going to have to go through that. Like, you're going to have to go through that. And I'm glad I went through certain things that I went through, in my life. And thinking that I had all the sense. Because sometimes you moving too fast. And I feel like when you move too fast, it got to snap you back to reality real quick. Like, real quick.
For sure.
And that's what everything in life, you always gonna have to step back to reality. And it's like always, like whether you religious or not, you gotta keep God like first. Like nothing is possible without God. Even if you're not like into believing in God, your higher power, just you're not smarter than nobody. Like you not, and you can always have space to learn. But yeah,
for sure. No, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just about focusing on, you know what I'm saying? Like, we in a spot where you got years that you lived your life. You know, we done survived to make it to this point. You know, because there's a lot of things that I think about, stuff that I overcame that I might have not been able to survive that. You see what I'm saying? Somebody else probably didn't survive that. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, shit, at the end of the day, it's like you get to a point where you get disgusted with certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, like going back to the fashion, like I was so infatuated with the way that I looked and the clothes that I wore that I was willing to do whatever to get it. You know, I was willing to do whatever, like literally anything to get it.
I feel like that's the culture.
Yeah.
Here, because there was literally groups. It was groups. Yeah, like real life. Yeah. Even though like that was a long time ago, but those was the days like 'cause you just knew. You knew who was gonna have it.
It was. I know this generation don't know nothing about like the groups. Like we had names.
Yeah. And even when like Georgetown was lit, Georgetown had all the stores. Like, like that was the time.
You don't even go to Georgetown like that no more. There's no stores there for real, but you know the basics. But we had that. We had that.
And it was a million people out there every Halloween. Like, and
they wouldn't even know what to do in a little Benetton or a little rugby. They'd be like, just walking past it.
Nah, but you think about stuff like that, like who's the person that told everybody to come down to Georgetown on Halloween?
Who was?
Like, how did that start? Right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Think about stuff like something like that could get started again though.
We need something like we need something like that. Even like back when going down gallery was cool. Like that was the time. Even though it got ghetto, I feel like it'll be cool down there. I feel like if we had something like that for the adult generation like that we having right now, I feel like that'd be cool.
Yeah, because as old as we may seem to another generation, we're not really that old.
No, we're not. But I feel like this is just our generation. Like like we are in control of it. Honestly, it's like we telling the story. It's our narrative, sure. So you know.
For sure. Yeah, it's a lot of spaces that we can inhabit and bring value to, you know. And it's just about coming together for real. That's what it's really about, coming together and seeing how we can, you know, just keep the culture going because, you know, it's a lonely life out there. You can leave everything you come from, right? Like, just leave this job and go out there and make something of yourself. You know, but in your heart and your soul, you can be hearing that go-go, right?
That's how it always be for me, and I be crying my heart. I be crying like I want to go home, click my heels 3 times.
So is there anything like that y'all working on right now that y'all want to share? And you know.
Yeah. Besides me getting this museum together, getting my archive pieces together, try to see if I can put together a little documentary. Just to verbally talk about topics like how you did today. Today was perfect. Thank you, by the way.
Of course.
And knock down some stuff. Talk about some stuff. Let my head down. Relax. It don't even have to be more so like questions asked. But I think I just want to put the camera up and talk amongst my friends. Yeah. Like just maybe vlog.
I say yeah, please.
Maybe vlog or something. But yeah, I want to give back like a little story, a little vault. Unlock some things, show some things, and that'll be that. Like I'm gonna always come back home, but I don't think I'm gonna stay home. Like it's just I don't know. Once I got older, I just said I was gonna travel. I don't even think I'll stay in LA. I like I told you, I hope I can just live in Paris somewhere. You know, I don't know. I'm chasing more so of my goal to learn more about fashion. It's not more so of me designing anymore. It's more so about me learning fashion because you can do so much in fashion. Like by me doing events now and being able to be a marketer for brands, like huge brands and stuff, that kind of opened my eyes up to doing more things, you know? And I don't want to just limit myself. I don't care how old I get. I don't want to limit myself. I want to keep going, keep chasing, keep working towards doing more. So
I feel like we see that though, especially like people on Instagram. Like, dang, she ain't gonna just make clothes no more.
Yeah,
she ain't doing that. Like,
yeah,
you don't put yourself in the box.
Thank you.
It's only one route. Route 1 Records. We about to go on the road all next year. We got a lot of shows. We about to go to all these cities. We was on
Can
a
I
50
go
buck.
on
Yeah, we went
I
to.
want to pop up somewhere.
Can I come on tour with y'all?
Man, we went to 50 cities this year. Over 50 cities
I
this year.
style all
And,
y'all.
you know, it's a powerful thing to see the world. You know, like she's saying, travel and you know, see the world and experience new things, and especially being a creative, you get an opportunity to get new perspective. You know, so that's the motto. You know, hit that road, get in that car, and go make something in your life. That's really what we be pushing, and the idea that we want to get in these young people's mind, because as much as DC 10 square mile chocolate city that we know impacted our lives the way it did, we still had to leave to really see our true self. You know what I'm saying? Because the people you gonna meet out there, they non-biased. All they know is what they seeing and what they you know experiencing, and because we so potent, man, you gonna get all the love in the world. You know, and can't nobody replicate what we got. You know, we very original. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking about, you know, all of us. You know what I'm saying? Like coming from where we come from, no matter what we choose to do. You know, she go out there in Paris doing events for YSL and all these companies. They're not gonna have the perspective. They're not even gonna be able to fathom what she's gonna bring to the table because of the culture that we come from and who she is and the way she was raised. You know what I'm saying? Like we are very nuanced, special people. You know what I'm saying? You know, so next year. This year, you know what I'm saying? The year ain't even over, but I'm in next year. We gonna be on that road, you know what I'm saying? We gonna be hitting that road. You know, probably go out Europe, go out there, do some shows out there too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get a chance to go on the Europe leg this year. You know what I'm saying? I stayed down so I could, you know, pertain to the U.S. business. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's the motto, man. Hit that road. It's only one route. You know what I'm saying? Mastermind alliance. One or more people, two or more people come together on something. Ain't nothing impossible.
You articulated that very well.
Yes, that was honestly, but I really appreciate having both of you guys here today. I hope everybody got a better understanding of Richie and Knockout and just what y'all do, and I hope y'all inspire somebody because y'all have already inspired me, as you can see. So
thank you.
I appreciate y'all.
Yes. Yeah, y'all better like, subscribe. Sorry.
Like,
comment,
subscribe.
like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Y'all heard what that is.
VXG